All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be going over something a little different. This is going to be the patch notes for Friday the 12th. And what we are going to be doing is just reading up on this. So let's see. Undead Commander, Hemomancer, and Necro Weaver, major glow up. So what we're seeing here is something that I find to be one of the best things about UOAlive, and that is that the admins really listen to the player base and make adjustments when they are appropriate. So they're not just going to go make more gold drop off a certain creature or something like that, but if you can see like a major imbalance or something that's going on in the game, the admin staff over here at UOAlive is phenomenal at looking at that and telling you whether or not, hey, you just need to get good at the game. It's not necessarily that that build is bad, you're just doing it wrong. Or they'll look at it and say, hey, there are some adjustments that we can make, and it's just awesome that they do that. So let's just get into this. So 3 more undead commander adjustments. So you've got reducing incoming damage to undead summons by 10% across the board. That is huge. And 3 new undead summons to tame: a bone construct, a rot spawned demon, and a marrow maw. So the bone construct is going to have 100% physical damage and chance for extra dex. Rot spawn will be 75% poison and 25% physical damage and chance for extra hits. And the marrow is a 25% poison bonus and chance to get extra mana. So this is huge. This is going to give you different, creatures that you can go back and pull out for different scenarios as well. So that's a huge bonus to the undead commander adjustments on both Hemomancer and Necro. So next we've got the Hemomancer adjustments. Read the updated Hemomancer guide here. We'll do that in just a second. But bleeds from healing are now weapon skill dependent and should greatly help the less used weapons become even more viable. So for example, I use fencing, but almost everyone you see out there uses swords. So this is going to be huge for getting people to switch over to fencing, macing, some of the lesser used weapons, and also open up that market for people that want to make, great maces, great fencing weapons, instead of everyone just making swords and axes pretty much for the Sandpire. So this is huge. So you're going to see percentage chance to that bleed will occur 50%, only 40% on fencing. Massive difference there. And the bleed damage is going to be 5 to 11, 4 to 12, 5 to 13, and 6 to 12. So looks like the macing will have the biggest chance of damage on the bleed just because of 6 right here. And then of course, I guess it'd be kind of evened out. So the fencing, it looks like it will have the same as archery. So that's a good one right there. So fencing and archery are going to be pretty good. Necro Weaver adjustments. Read the upgraded Necro Weaver guide here. So we'll do that in just a second. Change to bleed by casting Evil Omen, reduced by 3% for a total of 13% chance, Evil 13, and damage reduced to 5 to 13 from 6 to 14. Animate Undead will now take 50% of your life on res of an undead instead of 80%. So that is massive right there. You'll be able to get back in the fight much quicker by being able to animate both of your pets instead of just one and having to back off, heal, that kind of stuff. Animate Undead on res sacrifices 50% player life and then heals the undead pet for 150% of that life. Huge here as well, because before you could animate undead on your pet and it would come back with just 1 HP, and they don't regenerate like any kind of tamer pet. So it was very huge to be able to get your pet in and immediately have to heal it immediately, or it would just die again. Whereas now it's going to come back in with a little bit more HP, which is really good. Gift of Renewal now gives a base of 20 healing per tick, only if you are a Necro Weaver healing an undead pet. If you have animal taming, even through jewelry, it will give the normal focus skill formula. This should help significantly with survivability to allow Necro Weavers to cast offensively more rather than just manage health bars. That is huge as well. They're really doing the glow up on Necro Weaver here. This is awesome. Gift a renewal timer down to 45 seconds from 60 to recast to make it less chaotic for Necro Weavers and swap to second pet. And Gift of Renewal Poison is now greater poison instead of lesser, with a 75% chance to inflict a 1 tick of 10 to 15 bleed damage. Very cool. Summoner adjustments. Rising Colossus summon duration extended by 30 seconds plus, depending on skills, Summon creature summon duration increased by 90 seconds plus, depending on skills. And summons now recall or sacred journey with their masters. That is awesome right here. Very, very cool. Animated weapon has been buffed, now has armor pierce and will do more damage, but you need to keep it behind a Colossus as it has a high probability of dispel chance due to damage output. Okay, that's fair. And spell trigger can now be used to give you a pocket Colossus. Okay, very, very cool. Added energy types to the Rising Colossus. You will be able to choose before you summon if physical, energy, cold, fire, and poison. Okay, so they're just going to make this, oh man, that's awesome. So you're going to be able to pick, dependent on your enemy's resistances, what kind of pet you want to pull out as a summoner. That is awesome. So if they use different spell sets from mysticism, magery, necromancy to spell weaving, UOAlive smarter AIs. Okay, so cold will use mysticism, poison is necromancy, magma is spell weaving. That's awesome. Energy is magery mastery. Okay, and physical is just going to be physical. That's the hammer right there is going to hit you with physical damage. Arcane Fiend will now be as powerful as Arcane Fae. This was majorly unbalanced in favor of the Pixies, imps for life. Okay, and greater elemental summons. When you have 120 mysticism and 120 spell weaving, you will now summon the greater version of your respective elemental from your magery spells. Greater earth elemental, double all stats, crushing blow. Greater air elemental, double all stats, special ability, lightning force, and conductive blast. That's awesome. Greater fire, which I'm guessing will be this guy. No, that's greater demon. So greater fire, sorry. Double all stats, special abilities, inferno and searing winds. Inferno, I learned just the other day what it was, like a week ago. It debuffs their fire resistances on top of what they're already doing fire damage wise. So it's really, really good for fire. Great water elemental, double all stats, special abilities, cold wind and aura damage. So that would be awesome, as well as the inferno for any kind of like champ spawns, things like that. Greater daemon, double all stats, special abilities. Wow. True fear, searing wounds, essence of disease, resistances, extra fire and damage, poison damage increased to 50% each. Wow. So they were going to be really good. Food and hunger, add bento lunchbox for 50% food weight reduction. Bring your lunch to any dungeon in style. Coming soon, available in Hello Kitty and Power Rangers, April 1st, 2025. When empty, it will be the empty bento box graphic. When food is added, it will change the effect. Known issue, cannot drag food onto to put in. Okay, so you have to open it up and put the food in. Skittles are no longer stackable to avoid confusion. Time till full hunger will now range from 90 to 124 minutes. It was previously 80 minutes. The remote audio will now only trigger 50% of the time if a miss was caused by hunger. The textual clue will always be shown. Added a bunch more textual variants to I'm hungry. Can't wait for those. Transmog, added a hue transmogger to the Magencia exchange. Now you can change the hue of every item you can wear to fit your needs easier. You can also purchase one of these for yourself off the transmog stone itself. Lowered and equalized the cost of custom cloth stone across the board. Added the bunch of the transmog cloth vendor stone suggestions. Okay, to complement the new hue transmogger. Very cool. Tartan, I know that was given a lot of suggestions for the new colors. So taming, incrementally increased tame chance for 120 again. We are almost there. So just a kind of a slow bump up. Another great thing about the admins here is they actually are going to look at it, and if you guys are saying that it's just too difficult, they're going to test it themselves, and if they find that you're correct, they make changes. There's not this pride thing that gets in the way of you know, doing that kind of stuff. So very cool. Again, they're going to be making the changes on the 120. Adjusted the elemental damages for the mythical unicorn to not go over 100%. It is now 25 physical and 75 poison. Thank you, Team Skittles, for the assist. Fixed an issue with the training profiles for the Black Unicorn and Necromancy not being available. Chivalry was removed. Adjusted the elemental damages of the legendary Serpentine Dragon. Anyone who currently has one, please open a ticket to get a new one. Power scrolls and bonding deeds included if you used one. This will actually make them even more unique, as we have equalized their elemental damage across all 4 elements. They will perform better. Before, it was just physical, which wasn't intentional, as it is a caster type. Plus, with the last patches AI fixes, it will synergize great. Perfect. Friendly reminder, in every game, adjustments to elements like weapons or mechanics are inevitable. Due to its older design, Ultima Online handles these tweaks differently. When we replace a pet, it's not a simple code change and it pushes that value to you every time. Rather, it's a sometimes a less efficient solution, causing manual adjustment. This is a limitation of older software meeting modern concepts. Appreciate all the understanding. Miscellaneous added extra protection methods for vendors. If demolishing, resizing, or changing a house, it will now prevent any of those actions if you do not remove the vendors first. Vengeful Spirit, or Revenant, now follows its target and can be commanded. Very cool. Fixed gold stats when enhancing physical, fire, cold, poison, energy. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so it looks like we've got some people from QTPI, Blump, Mandlar, and Mike helping testing over the last week. Could not have done it without them. Very cool. So now we're going to pop up here and we'll take a quick look at the actual guide itself. So hemomancer. Remember, things can change, and Discord will always have the most up-to-date info on these guides. So start the hemomancer without pets as melee or range fighter, lazy paladin, hitmaster, always alive warrior. Okay, so it's just giving you some options on how you can implement the hemomancer into your other melee builds. Picking the right weapon skill, fencing, macing, swordsmanship, and archery. It's going to go over some of the stats you may need: 125 strength, 125 dex, and enough int to okay, so you can get int off of your different jewelry and things like that. 45 hit chance increase, thrower it's 50, 100 damage increase, plus 20 defense chance increase, 36 lower mana cost, some LRC to lower tithing cost is obviously optional, at least 70 resists on all. Okay, so just kind of giving you some information here on how to make the best hemomancer. That's going to be available on the patch notes. So you do have to use a pet bonding deed to get it bonded. So pick your companion wisely. That pretty much just means whenever you're going out and using Command Undead, just go ahead and animal lore it after you've got it already tamed and take a look at it. If it's not what you're looking for at that point, you can go ahead and you can trash it, release it, and you can go ahead and wait for the next one to spawn and check it out. So it looks like the Necro Weaver is going to be right here. Definitely 100 int on this one until you get like the higher scrolls to get you more. Let's see, 100 LRC is very important. 4 fast casting, 6 faster casting. I'm assuming this one would be faster recovery. So 70 in all resist, much mana regen as you can fit. Leeching mana on that one is pretty easy with the Wraith form. 120 Magery, Eval, Necro, Spirit Speak, Spell Weaving, and Meditation. So this is literally my build on my my Necro, except for instead of Spell Weaving, I have Scribe. So that's just one of the things I've got. With plus skill gear, it's possible to fit in a 7th skill into the build. Inscription provides additional spell damage increase for Magery spells exclusively. Poisoning allows higher levels of poisoning from poison and poison-filled spells. Poison Strike also gains the ability to poison, and the chance scales up to 120 poisoning. So that's pretty awesome. I may actually make another one with poisoning because that's really, really cool. Same thing here. Got to use a pet bonding deed. So now you have your Undead Alliance ready. You want to heal them. This is going to be the primary heals. Evil Omen replaces Greater Heal. If you have not ever played a Necromancer, you can't heal your pet via Greater Heal or anything like that. And if you bandage them, you do take damage off of bandages initially, and it's kind of like a tick damage. So you'll do Evil Omen to heal it, and you can also do Gift of Removal to heal them over time. So keep in mind when you do Gift of Magic or Gift of Renewal, it will poison you. So just keep that in mind as well. Cast Thunder or Wither if multiple mobs to drain from. Thunderstorm is a huge range, and Wither is a small range, but it's a little bit higher damage. So once dragons take effect or damage, give Gift of Renewal on them. This is talking about dragons. There are some new stuff it looks like, so we may be talking about those as well. So all in all, I would say that this is a huge patch for necros, summoners, pretty much anyone that casts magic in a sense. It has necromancy or spell weaving. It's a very, very cool patch right here. So big shout out to the staff, big shout out to Triage, and obviously big shout out to QTPI members here, Blunt, Mandlar, and Mike for testing it all week. And man, I'm not going to waste more time. I'm going to get out there and play my necros. So you guys have a great day, and we'll see you out there in Britannia.